All right, call to order here the Land Acquisition Commission first quarter 2026 meeting. Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so
It's weird if that's in here.
Tim's online. He's online there.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome, Bruce. So let's get started here. Moving to line item 4, the approval of meeting minutes from our fourth quarter 2025 meeting. Those have been circulated internally, and they're also on the website. Anybody have anything they wanted to bring up with the minutes? Any questions, concerns? Motion to approve the fourth quarter meeting minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Okay. All right, so commission meeting calendar, that's the next, commission meeting calendar. Within the packet here are dates of our meetings for the remainder of the year. April 14th, Tuesday, April 14th, Tuesday, July 14th, and Tuesday, October 13th. Motion to approve those dates.
I'll motion.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. I don't know if we didn't cover this completely at our last meeting, the election of the officers for 2026. I believe we just need to vote on the chairperson and the secretary. I'm willing to run again as chairperson for 2026. Cassandra?
Sure, I will do that.
Okay.
Yep.
Should we vote on the slate?
The slate.
You too. Running unopposed.
Yeah. Anyone all in favor? We need to vote on that.
Who are we voting on?
Just we need to vote on
You two?
the chair and the secretary. I don't know if we need to vote on a vice
Okay,
chair.
cool. Okay.
We can.
You don't mind keeping being the secretary?
Cassandra? As much this year. All right, motion to,
I'll second. I'll make a motion. If you're making a
Second.
motion, I'll second. Sorry.
make the motion. All right, Adam made the motion. I'll second.
Assuming I'm not in there, I guess. Then I guess I can make the motion. I don't know if you can make a motion on yourself, I guess.
Yeah,
Right.
why don't you do it?
Okay, a motion to accept the slate of electors.
And I'll second.
Election of the officers.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. I had mentioned to Tim that there's a property that I think we should keep our eyes on. I'm not too familiar with it. Some people might know more about it than me. It's 14 acres, and it's at the intersection with Black Rock Turnpike and the Merritt Parkway. It's vacant land. It's got some wetlands in it, and it's possibly going to be developed if it receives some sort of zoning amendment, which is what I heard. That may not go through. If it doesn't go through, I think we should just see what opportunities we have as a commission. Again, it's 14 acres. The latest appraisal on it, this is the 2025 number, came in at $1,367,000. So it is kind of reasonable with prices in Fairfield these days for, for obtaining undeveloped land with that many acres. So I don't know if anybody else familiar with this property?
No. Wait, these are the two addresses?
All right, so the undeveloped lot is 4221. Part of the development will include 4267 to the north, or west rather. That has an abandoned home on it, so that will be torn down if this development goes through. That house is, I think it's, the appraised value on that one, 530,000, because it has the home. But so that's part of the development. But there is parking. There's access to this undeveloped land from Black Rock Turnpike. So I don't know if that needs to be considered for our purposes if we were to pursue an acquisition of this lot. But anyway, it's something I think we should keep an eye on. And just follow what's going on with the zoning commission.
It's not zoned residential, I guess. Is that what you're saying?
There's something where they need some sort of special residential district, and I don't know the exact term of it. I think it is currently proposed as an 830G.
Oh.
But it does need that amendment, and that hasn't passed yet. So there is, if that doesn't pass, then there could be an opportunity to get in here.
Wasn't there, Tim, wasn't there a lot of conservation issues with that parcel? Way back when the office building was going in?
Yeah,
Little you could do with it.
these two parcels, I walked it a month ago with their soil scientists. I'm aware of the proposed construction that's probably going to be coming to Inland Wetland Agency probably February, maybe March. It is a significant development. There's two potential vernal pools on site that meet the physical definition. I don't know about the biological yet, but the timing could be such that we could verify between February and May if the pools are active. It's very steep. I would say the one good thing is that the proposal that I've seen, I'll call it a concept for now, since it's not an application, has all of the construction activity, impervious surfaces, down gradient of on-site wetlands. It's really impressive property. Walking it, it's vertical the entire time. You're just walking uphill. But when you're on the cliffs on the western side overlooking the Merritt, it's a really cool spot. Hard to believe that you're still in Fairfield and not on like Bear Mountain overlooking from just the height. So yeah, there's issues. And until we have an application, at least coming to my department, to be seen. But if for whatever reason it fell through, this would be a good parcel to pursue acquisition of. It's obviously costly and would involve some grant funding, but I think the logistics, the size, the sensitivity, and the resources on this site would make it good for an OSWA grant.
That's what I was going to ask you about the Oswald, and it's connected to town open space.
Correct.
Do you know why it, I don't know, I'm just looking at the ownership history. It's the same owners, but it keeps trading in sale price. You see, it sold for $1 million in 1990, then almost $2 million in 2003, and then it sold again for $350 in 2017. But it's the same owners, or at least.
Yeah.
One way is
Yeah, that I don't know about.
One Way Associates, then to New Way, and then only.
It's just
only
interesting, sale
350.
price 350,
Yeah.
but it says appraisal of almost 1.4.
Right.
The current Hartford Healthcare building had a wetlands approval from like almost 10 years ago. So that was way before I got here. And obviously we all know when construction started. So there's a huge lag time. You know, from when everyone heard this thing, there was a different regime in my department, and things worked out differently. So I don't know if that has any play with how they're splitting it up, and that parcel, and then these two, and all kinds of horse trading going on. I don't know. But definitely, like we said, it's definitely a worthy parcel or parcels to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's probably more raccoons living in the abandoned house now than in all of
It
Fairfield.
is abandoned.
Which one has the abandoned house on it?
It would be the
42
northernmore parcel. Yeah.
4267.
67, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's built in 1962.
I've never.
Lot just north of it.
Did you know there's a huge development just adjacent to the west there? I've never been in there. This thing?
Where?
Right
Oh,
next
yeah.
to this parcel?
Yeah.
How old is that?
Greenfield Hunt.
Yeah, probably like 80s, 90s.
That's incredible.
They're actually nice condos.
I guess that land is a lot flatter.
No. You kind of drive up onto the,
It looks like the pond. Yeah, this pond right there on that property.
So there's 830G, and yeah, absolutely, we'll keep an eye on it. If it happens to fall our way, it would be a good one.
Yeah, so I think it's just a matter of keeping an eye on the how it moves through zoning with a special amendment, some sort of Black Rock residential district or something. I'll try to find out the exact name of it, but
Also, Rob, I failed to mention that there's a significant and sizable conservation easement on the parcel already.
okay.
They're the applicant, well, I'll call him applicant, who first proposed a concept before TPZ or Planning and Zoning Commission. I don't know, maybe October-ish. Submitted, a concept for development that I had some detailed and critical analysis of. That was on the public record back then for that meeting, from a memo from me to the Planning and Zoning Commission. That's out there for public record, but
Okay.
they've since made some modifications from what I've seen, and I think is an improvement. So if it does move forward, it's from a high level, an improvement from what they thought of proposing. One of which included construction access through the conservation easement, which just shows that there was not much planning involved or thought given to that concept that's not happening. So
Okay. All right, so OSWA grant, maybe Aspatuck or
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. I was actually at the Hartford Healthcare the building there and didn't know I was speaking to the guy who I think is part of the ownership. So I do have his cell phone number, but anyway, I didn't talk to him about it.
There's not many 14-acre chunks of land undeveloped in
No.
Fairfield. So,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's a Fairfield native, and if it falls through, then there's options for LAC. I see. I think.
I suspect if that was buildable, that it could go for a pretty penny. More than 1.3 or whatever. it was.
Yeah, 1.3 is probably not an accurate number.
I always just thought it was so restrictive on what you could do there because of the ponds.
Topography and the vernal pond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know a few developers have looked at it.
There's a lot of rocks up there. All right. So we'll keep an eye on that. Next up, the land acquisition worksheet. Tim, you wanna give us an update?
Sure. Starting at the top, I updated already because with Yovan 130 Welch Terrace, just a tiny rectangular parcel. Been talking about for a while. We actually took title yesterday. So that is now the town's. It was well, we might have taken title on the 6th, but it was recorded by the town clerk's office yesterday. So it's officially ours. Not very usable. I think some of us probably have bedrooms bigger than this parcel. But it is strategic to the department for access to our open space in the tidal marsh should we ever need it. So that was really the only objective of the pursuit. 0.05 acres is not very much. So, but that's
Connected to the road.
yeah, exactly. It's from the road to the marsh. We had to get in there for whatever reason. So that's final. That'll be updated. Next one, 236 Woodside Circle. Also talked about this in the past. This is a inland wetlands violation and multiple other department violations from 20 years ago. That was in court on last Thursday. And there's another court date scheduled for early February already. It was before the judge. And it's really to force corrective action for the wall and patio and other construction adjacent and within the Rooster River. The properties adjacent to our open space. Current owner was willing to consider sale to the town. It's we've discussed this before. I think market price plus cost of demolition, cost of correction, possible oil tanks and asbestos and stuff. I think it is just cost prohibitive. It's not very attractive property for a state grant for acquisition. And our ultimate goal really is to correct the violation that's been kicked down the road for 2 decades. Owner after owner, cash deal after cash deal. So the current owner is, despite lack of due diligence prior to the purchase, is now finding themselves responsible for corrective action in court. So I think the pursuit of acquisitions abandoned and more of a enforcement action on inland wetland side.
It's like a property line dispute.
They built a concrete wall in the Rooster River,
Right.
and never corrected it. They put a patio. It's changed the trajectory of the river. In my opinion, created adverse impacts to other adjacent properties. One of which is open space. Once you change the trajectory of water and the velocity, there's going to be consequences, and I think that's been happening since the wall went in. It's just a vertical concrete wall. Doesn't dissipate any energy, doesn't change any, any flow, action, or energy. So it's been a problem, and needs to be resolved. And I think that's where we're going, the legal route. Moving further down, 688 Catamount. I know we've spoken about this, and Tara had a personal correspondence at one point, and you'll see the chain of correspondence. I did follow up with that that one contact Tara had, and as of not too long ago, I spoke with the realtor regarding the donation. That's still possible, I guess. Not dead, not sold. Would be a great addition to Brett Woods at that size, because they're adjacent. So still a possibility. 785 Oldfield Road is a carve out and a lot split in our favor to acquire 1.69 acres of tidal wetlands adjacent to as part of our Oldfield and South Pine Creek system open space. That has moved through the processes approved by the RTM in July, and right now the town attorney is handling the paperwork. So that will be ours, I think, in the next month or so. 864 Catamount, 2.11 acres, also adjacent to Brett Woods. I did have a phone call with the owner. I sent a couple letters, played some address games, some kickback mail. I think the last one, the second or third one that I sent to a different address every time was the right one. She did call the office, and I spoke to her, and she said very clearly that she was not interested in a donation. So that one will be put on hold, maybe temporarily, maybe permanently.
It's just a buildable lot that's it's buildable, right?
I believe that one is, yeah, or could be. It has regulated area on it, if I recall.
Okay.
I don't remember how much is possibly buildable, but 2 acres is a nice size. Would have been a good addition, but I could understand that that has value to them, so it was worth a try. But you never know when things boomerang. 377 Riverside Drive was approved at the last meeting of the Conservation Commission. I sent around an email with the attachments and my memo to I believe it was to address the TPZ land acquisition and conservation. This is a voluntary donation of 0.57 acres tidal wetlands adjacent to our open space on Turney Creek and Riverside Drive. Unbuildable. It's just tidal marsh, mostly Phragmites, just downstream of our tide gate that's slated for replacement, currently in design. Just a good additional land to have that's addition to our open space. So that is moving through the process, and I would suggest maybe once I'm done that the commission has a formal vote with on my request for approval. At least have a discussion and a vote. 3724 Post Road, one I've been talking about for years. That is formally acquired and recorded November 24th after our last meeting. Smaller of the parcel, but it's with the parcel to the north of it at that was 3726 acquired a while ago, but additional land has more than doubled our open space on Halls Highway to over 10 acres now. So that was officially recorded. 561 Center Street, also one recently gone before other boards. Oh no, I'm sorry, pending going before other boards. Again, contacted the department to donate that parcel with not due to back taxes, but I believe she lives adjacent in the adjacent parcel. If you're leaving Southport and you're gonna get on the on-ramp to 95,
Yeah.
it is a little square lot there,
And
inland wetlands, tidal wetlands. There's some drainage structures, dumping water in there. It's an invasive jungle, but could lead to future discussions with the parcel next door. Not costing anything, so really no harm in acquiring that. But that's really it for the updates since the last meeting.
Tim, do you need us to vote on Riverside Drive, accepting the donation now, or should we wait until we get you go ahead?
At any point in the meeting, I think I would request a vote occur tonight.
Okay.
If the commission would do so. That way, as it moves forward to other boards, I have some meeting minutes that reflect that it was approved by other boards and commissions.
Tim, what's the town's policy on these lands that we acquire? I know you're not putting a conservation easement on them, but if it was a developable lot, is it our policy or your expectation that it's never developed, or how does that work?
Yeah, as long as it's under the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission, it's not going to be developed and it's not going to be sold. Like one day, if the town was broke and needed money, these lots aren't getting sold. So, yeah, they're to remain in its natural state in perpetuity is kind of the language similar to what the land trust would envision. So. Yeah, once we have it, it's nothing's it's living in my department under conservation.
Is that written into the deed with respect to in order to accept the donation? Is that part of the deed or is that just implied?
I think it's just implied.
Okay. Okay, because sometimes when it's donated, it says with the intention of it being open space, and I guess obviously it depends on the owner if that's their intention, if they want to make sure. But yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah, I haven't had those discussions in the past unless it was something explicit like one we discussed on Pansy Road where
Right.
I want to make that donation and I want it to be in conservation forever. Like if that's the case and it's willed, then I think that's different. But either if we foreclose on it due to delinquent taxes or, somebody calls and is like, hey, I got this swampland I want to donate, we take it and I don't even think it has to be spelled out that way.
Okay. I make a motion to vote to accept the donation of 377 Riverside Drive.
I'll second. There's nothing they can do with it.
You vote?
I'll
Yes.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
This isn't the property that
Passed.
this isn't the property that the town was going to do these. Do you remember the plans for Ash Creek where they talked about all the little boardwalks and everything? That's not in this area, right?
No, that was a concept from a consultant that had never even consulted my department. So,
Right.
they were hired by Parks and Rec, and it was just what can be done. And obviously, the Conservation Commission or my department are not allowing amphitheaters in
Right.
in the middle of open space. So,
Okay. Good job, Tim. Thank you.
thank you. I'm just gonna go dark for a minute, but I'll be here.
All right, thanks, Tim. Get back to the agenda. The Adopt a Street program. Cassandra, is there any urgency to clean up our little piece of property over there that we've adopted?
I don't think so. I think we should, so our next meeting is April.
Yeah.
I would say let's just put it on the agenda for April.
Okay. Any other business to bring up this quarterly meeting? That's the case. Motion to finish our meeting here, 6:39 PM.
I motion?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
What if somebody said no? Can we not leave?
I don't know. It depends if they win the vote.